My name is Nina Smith. I'm originally from the DC area, right outside of DC. It's called Prince George's County. And kind of fell into disinformation in that I worked for a woman who was running for governor in Georgia. Her name is Stacy Abrams. Yeah, and you know, in 2022, we saw just this influx, all these stories just stretching the truth about what she was saying. They would take something that she did say and then they would wildly exaggerate. And it would go viral online. They would say that she was against reparations when she was. You know, she was for it. Like, there were just all manner of lies that would perpetuate from a simple kernel of truth that we would constantly have to fight online. And a lot of times it was moving faster than we could keep up with it to prevent it from happening. And so I guess I want to ask y'all a question. Do y'all know what the fuck misinformation or disinformation is? Like, people talk about it, but okay, who wants to share with me what they know?
Misinformation is probably like spreading. It's like the wrong information, but not intentional. Disinformation is intentionally messing up your ass. Huh? I paid attention.
No, but seriously, okay, so how many of y'all knew that? Just raise your hand if you knew that before hearing that just now. Okay, so that's good. One, because you have the baseline knowledge of what you're dealing with, what you're encountering online. Okay, how many of y'all think you've encountered disinformation based on what you just heard? You can just raise your hand. Okay. So the reason why I'm here is because I work with an organization called Onyx Impact. And they are the only nonprofit research organization focused on disinformation targeting Black folks. Because what they did a little scan of the internet, and they found out that for some reason, there's a disproportionate amount of disinformation hitting us. And in turn, the people we trust the most are spreading misinformation because they take that information and then they spread it, right? And so let me ask you another question, since y'all killed that definition. It kind of threw me off. Why do y'all think, what do you think are some of the barriers to us actually fighting against it?
Emotion.
Emotion. A lot of times it taps into emotion. What else?
Stop getting all our information from social media.
A lot of information we get is from social media. Anything else?
Sellouts.
Sorry?
Sellouts.
Sellouts?
That's some real shit. That's some real shit.
That's some real shit.
Okay, tell me about sellouts real quick.
A sellout is somebody you look up to, but they pay behind the scene. Like, I mean, the white people, they pay this Black person to project these lies and vote for this person,
real
because
shit.
of this and that, and I'm gonna do this for you. So I'll pay you to move like this, to move that crowd. But you don't mean them no good. He's getting a check, not y'all. I mean, so long as he move y'all, I'm gonna follow the money, but they're not gonna follow the money. They're gonna follow who they influenced by.
That's why this conference called No Cap.
Literally. But here's the other thing that we're up against. Did you know, as human beings, if you hear something more than 3 times, or at least 3 times, it can become the truth to you? If you hear a lie often enough, you can start to believe it. And that's psychology. Isn't that crazy? So what these folks are doing, and what we found through our research, is that there's a very intentional effort from folks in Russia, overseas, to push people not to vote, and to push us not to vote. Because collectively, if we show up, we got numbers.
Wait, can you define us for the crowd?
Us talking about Black folks, okay?
Vladimir Putin and his minions are working to keep Black people from voting.
Or why would you think Vladimir Putin would want Black folks not to vote?
Is this better when Trump's in office, maybe?
Because he's best friends with our ex-president.
Say it again?
Because he's best friends with our former president.
It's a big reason. Another reason is the US right now is funding a war in Ukraine. And the reason why they're doing that is prevent Putin from getting any more power. He gets more power, our gas prices go up. We may end up having to go to war overseas because he's taken over Europe. There are bigger picture things happening because they know that the only way they can stop any of that from happening is if we put somebody else in office that isn't Donald Trump. But I'm here as a C4, in my C4 capacity, so I'm not really for any candidate. Okay, let me ask you this. If you've heard misinformation, where are you hearing it?
Social media.
Okay, where on social media? Is there like a person you follow that you like, you heard it, you're like, nah?
Just everywhere. That's all that take you look on social media. And then you look on Twitter, and you scroll down, look at the notes, it's probably false.
That's right, they have the community notes, that helps, but even that's human generated a little bit, so that could be iffy. Anything else?
Politicians in general, both sides.
Both sides, huh?
See, what I see the problem is one left side or one right side. They both have you can have the same information, but the way they administer it is to twist it and make the other party look bad. This is starting to get bully politics and all this other stuff, but at the end of the day, I don't feel like both sides are benefiting us. I think we should come together as a community of African Americans and vote as one, not vote as Republican. If we go into Republican or Democrat, we put the Republican there and vote for them, or the Democrat there or vote for them. We shouldn't have to do both sides. Both sides.
I like that. We should be our own party like the Jews.
Yes.
Well, the Jewish folks don't have a party.
But that's what I'm saying.
You know, but what they do have, and I've seen it in the Ethiopian community, in the Korean community, they do a lot of economic collective empowerment, right? And that's something that we could explore as a community.
Can I say something about us as a community though?
What's that?
Black people actually vote together more than anybody else. There's nobody in this fucking, not just in this country, nobody in this world vote as a block like black men and black women. So the misnomer is, what people believe is that we are so separated, we are at war with each other. But if you look at our demographics, it's not even close. White men and white women are damn split. White men way on the right. But white women, 40-50% of them, they vote with their husbands. The other 40-50 might vote with us. But black people overwhelmingly vote as a voting bloc. 80-90% of black people every election, since the party shift on their ideology, we've been voting like a bloc. That means black people vote monolithic. Most of the time you hear monolith, people are using it as a negative word. But when you talk about voting and black people voting together, that to me sounds like we care more about collective, we care about community more than anybody else in this country.
I mean, absolutely right. And that's a really big and interesting point, right? That's why there's all this energy coming our way online, right? Anytime you see something online and you're seeing it come from multiple sources, but those sources kind of seem bottish. Or for me, what I typically will do, especially on Twitter, I'll look at when you started your Twitter. A lot of these bots have started their accounts maybe 2 or 3 years ago, maybe this year. If they started this year, they're clearly a bot. Where else? Are there any podcasts that you've heard misinformation or disinformation from? News sources?
News always lies.
Say what?
The news always lies.
The news always lies.
The news is scripted.
You said the news is what?
Scripted.
It's scripted.
I think a lot of people just give out misinformation. Though. You know, a lot of people, we just run what we hear. We take what we hear. You know what I'm saying? So, and my mama told me something today. I'm going with my mama, so she could have gave me misinformation, you know, or not just my mama, or somebody, my man, Geechee told me something. I'm gonna run with what Geechee told me, and he might not have known it was misinformation. You know what I'm saying? So, I think it mostly comes from people we trust and people we communicate with on a daily or on a weekly or something like that.
That boy knows.
Hey, man.
I'm just talking, man. I'm just talking.
Gotta protect that bear on top, boy.
I just want to ask y'all what y'all feel about the Lady Jaguar.
It's that podcast.
Jaguar, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she's the embodiment of misinformation.
I mean, there's been several times that she's been found to not be speaking the truth. For me, I have a 3 strikes rule, okay?
How many you gave her? How many?
How many lies she gave you?
I mean, a few.
She strike out?
A few.
She strike out?
I mean, many a time. She'll strike out in 10 minutes of me. No, but seriously, right? A lot of times, she has a platform though. There are a lot of people who follow her. When you talked about trust, right? There's a certain level of currency, especially because we tend to trust social media more than we trust the news. Y'all just said it. I didn't even have to ask y'all about it. Right? But the news, here's the difference between the news and social media. Okay? And the reason why you can look at news and trust it just a little bit more than social media. Guaranteed, if a story is published in the Washington Post, it has to go through fact checking. They have to get at least 2 to 3 sources before they publish. They'll get the 2 to 3 sources who say what they want to say. I will agree with that. But they have to justify it with data or some sort of fact or historical fact, right? In order for them to publish, because they're governed by rules of journalism. They are. Now, there's some people who abuse those rules, like Fox News.
Hold on, I think you got some. I think you got a
Oh,
non-believer.
okay.
You got a non-believer.
What's
You got a
up?
non-believer. Go ahead, bro.
I was about to say, all of this stuff is controlled by people that have been lying to us for we don't know how long for now. So it's like, you hear a podcast that's like, or whatever, you hear somebody go on a podcast, maybe a politician or whoever trying to promote their party or whatever, and you don't know if they lying, because these are people who have been lying for, that long. So like, there's no real trust to be had with them, to be honest.
I mean, listen, first of all, you're exhibiting what is such a beautiful thing about our community. We skeptical of shit, okay? We're gonna question it. We're gonna look a little bit deeper than most, which is why we're getting pelted with so much misinformation. But going beyond that, misinformation is as old as time.
Right.
People been lying forever.
Right. Propaganda.
There's one man you want to start at.
How do you differentiate? Like, how do you like?
I think when it comes to what we're seeing online, right, what Onyx Impact is prescribing is that you find at least two other sources who are saying it. We have this website called factcheckthebs.com. On that website, it has several sources where you can go to fact check stuff, okay? And it's gonna be hard. I'm not saying it's easy, because a lot of the systems, the structures, the people within those structures, they perpetuate the BS. And sometimes, like we said, with misinformation, it's not intentional. My mom sends me stuff on WhatsApp and I'm like, what are you talking about? And she works in the government. And she said it'd be that type of stuff. It can come from any one of us. I think the extra step we gotta take, especially if it's something big, especially if it's something that involves voting, because it's such a powerful tool for fighting back. It's the only tool we have to fight back against excessive overreach of capitalism. Okay? My vote is the same as Elon Musk's vote. He's no better than me when it comes to that vote. It counts as one. His counts as one. That's leverage. So you see why we're under attack? You see why we're the focus? My friend back here has something to say. Oh, thank you, Mom.
So also, what happens when you got two people that are running and you don't want to vote for none of them because whoever you vote for, they all puppets? How about that? What do we do about that? You know what I'm saying? We got to think about those things, because if you vote for this person, we done. If you vote for this person, we done. And the reason why I say that is because if they're all puppets and they doing the people that run it.
The mic don't even want to work for you.
Right, don't want to work because that's the devil.
No. Put your hand over the mic. Right? That's misinformation. That's misinformation.
No, but that was around though. He around. But what do you do when it comes to that? Because it's like they want us all destroyed anyway. So they'll use two people and they make us think that the Democrats are for us, but the Democrats not even for us either. So what do we do in that situation?
So listen. Let's be clear real quick. Listen, this is a C3, C4 conversation, but I'm speaking in my individual capacity. Individually, I'm speaking. Black men cannot vote for who they like or who they don't fucking like. I just articulated 5, 6 reasons why we don't have the luxury of voting for or looking for a motherfucker we like. We are voting to pick our opponent. Who the fuck do we want to fight against for more shit for us? Who are we gonna pick that we want to box with? If you are a smart motherfucker, I ain't saying you weak or a bully, you pick the motherfucker that you can punch around the most. We cannot sit here and pretend that both-ism is a thing. To be clear, one party has never had a platform to benefit black people. It is not equal to say that the Republicans and Democrats stand for the same thing, when the reason majority of black people vote for Democrats is because of what happened in 1968 at the convention. There was a sister from Mississippi, Fannie Lou Hamer. She said she was sick and tired of being sick and tired. This sister was beat and jailed more than 60 times for black people's right to vote. She went to fucking the Democratic Convention in Chicago and said the name of the people she went with was the Mississippi Black Panther Party. And they forced the Democrats to seat them. What happened was, when she did that, the racist Democrats left and went to the Republican Party. Ronald Reagan, Strom Thurmond, there was no more Dixiecrats.
The Southern track.
The Southern track, right? They left and went to the Republican Party. And ever since then, we've been voting Democrat. It is true that the Democratic Party is flawed, but we can't talk about the Democratic Party as a Dem, because the motherfuckers don't have no power. They can't win a national election without black people. That is our party. And I'm a motherfucker that don't believe, I believe in visiting Africa, because it's beautiful and that's where my people came from, but this is my motherfucking home. So I don't concede shit that I made powerful. Black people make the Democratic Party powerful. It is not a national party without the black vote. So when we're talking about the Republicans have showed us they're willing to support cops when they kill black people. They said Blue Lives Matter in the face of us saying Black Lives Matter. We don't even need to pretend on what the fuck is what. The Democratic Party is not perfect, far from it, at all. But to sit here and pretend that someone that created the first second chance program in this country, Kamala did, is equal to the motherfucker that say he don't want no black people touching his money, Donald Trump did. To pretend that Kamala, who says she's got a business program for black men that's gonna forgive up to $1 million worth of fucking monies to start businesses, is equal to the motherfucker that took out $70,000 worth of ads to kill 5 black and brown men, Central Park 5, Donald Trump did. It's weird. We don't even need to do that. We are not picking our friend. We're picking our opponent. We got more opportunity with the party that hears us sometimes than motherfuckers that want us dead and support the Klan. That's what I'm saying. So the both-ism is dangerous in the point that we will die. Donald Trump said he wants full immunity for cops. In plain terms, that means when them motherfuckers kill us on the side of the road, it is impossible to go after them individually. You can sue the city all you want, but you can't touch that cop. Full immunity. Right now they got qualified immunity. He said full immunity. That is a direct attack on black people. Donald Trump said black people are from shit-hole countries in real life. What we playing games about?
That's what everybody gets. He said he's gonna give us a check. He said he's gonna give us a check.
A little bit of background on how I met Mondale. Mondale and I met at a protest. At a progressive conference. So these are the folks who are definitely advocating for us to get more resources, for us to, have better educational opportunities. We're what they call the left of the Democratic Party. Mondale was protesting them. Okay? And I forget specifically, was it because of the way they were doing the black programming?
All of us that were doing black programming, they put us in small ass musty rooms. And I'm like, what the fuck, why all the white rooms are center stage and nice? So at the middle of their conference with 4,000 of the most progressive left people, I said, we're gonna take the stage. When you get your best speaker, the largest reason that we're in New Orleans, we're gonna take the fucking stage.
Now, the reason why I bring that up is because even with his pushing of the progressives in the Democratic Party, that's still our party, right? Again, this whole thing around likability, it's not impacting our lives in the way that we need it to. Okay, everybody wanted to get a beer with George Bush. That didn't stop him from sending our folks to war, right? So I'll stop with all that. When it comes to disinformation, do y'all feel like y'all are prepared and know what you need to do to push back against it? Like, have you ever had an incident or an instance where you've had to correct somebody on some misinformation or disinformation? What was it?
Just say general. Just say general, nothing too specific. But yeah.
How many of y'all have heard that Kamala Harris isn't black? I just heard somebody say she's not.
Who said it? What is she?
Yo, that one question caused all this conversation.
Men don't care. Right, we want policies. What is your policies?
But here's the thing. For some reason, that is one of the leading disinformation narratives online. So it must be important to somebody.
Turn it up.
Yo,
Hold on.
here we go.
There you go. Yeah.
She's not black. She's a red dot Indian. And I understand people saying she's black because she's from Jamaica. She's also a prosecutor. A lot of brothers in here did time.
Facts.
So we know the history of a DA. We know the DA's job is to throw us under the jail, throw us the book. So like you said, we gotta pick our enemy, which one we want to take on. So it's history behind her too, because we're here with no cap. So we gotta tell the bad on Trump. We gotta tell the bad on Kamala.
Big
Or we
facts.
gonna be misleading everybody.
Big facts.
So let's put all the cards on the table.
I'm with the research organization, so I might have some things to say about it.
Well, listen, so I'm glad you said that. Let me ask y'all a question. Let me ask you a question. Would you rather go in a courtroom where there are no black people working in the court system? Is that what you're advocating? Hold on. Just yes or no. Fuck with me for a second.
You know the work I do. So you
Let me ask you a question.
Honest answer.
Do you want no black people working in the courtroom? I'm asking.
It ain't nothing they can do anyway.
Okay, so let me help you. The ain't nothing she can do anyway is the problem that we have when we simplify shit. When we say that she was a DA. She was a DA that created the first second chance program in this country. Meaning brothers can come home early and instead of spending time in prison, they can go to a nonprofit. Hold on. What do you do?
I'm a community court advocate.
What you do?
I advocate for juveniles and
Not to go to what?
Prison.
And go where?
Home.
She created the first one of those programs, dog.
What? After she did what?
After she did nothing.
After she said how many?
I'm glad you said that. This is
Sis, 45 black men in
sis. Hold on a second. Hold on, real quick. We asked the sisters to be present, but y'all can't. We not engaged. It's about black men. Please don't engage black men. So, because we don't want somebody to say something and then somebody we'll just y'all can be present, but this is about black men. This is a conversation I want to have with you, brother. So the truth of the matter is, it's gonna blow your fucking mind. We're in this session about misinformation and disinformation. You right now, It's not disinformation because you don't mean ill intent, but it's misinformation because you are wrong. 45 black men. No, I'm sorry. 45 fucking men went to jail for weed, period, when she was DA. That's it. That's it, dog. That's it. 45 total.
45 men.
That's it, total for weed. That's it.
You think they would have kept her in the seat, bro?
Bro, it's an elected seat. Yes, they kept her in the seat.
Why?
It happened. This is
Why?
real life. Hold on, bro. This is real life. This is real life. Not what you feel. We don't need to do hypotheticals when there's a real history. What you're spitting right now is one of the leading narratives about this sister that is not true.
Is she black?
You just called her a red dot Indian. I don't know what the fuck that means, but I'm gonna roll with it for a second. You don't have mixed people in your family?
Me?
Yeah.
Of course.
Of course, they still black.
Why?
Those are your cousins. Everybody in here got a mixed fucking family member that's still black. It is weird for black people, black men, to be talking about the race of this sister and not the policies that's gonna benefit us.
So
Come on, let's be serious. You got mixed cousins, you just told me.
So we're gonna do no cap.
We doing no cap.
So check it, right? Check this. So when you ask a black man, what is his nationality? What would you say?
American.
Huh?
I'm American.
There's no such thing as black.
Hold on,
There's no such thing.
Hold on. Come on, bro.
Let me take my drift now.
Go ahead.
Right?
Go ahead.
So we're dealing with the Constitution. When you go back to the Dred Scott case,
Okay.
it says African Americans cannot be citizens to the what? The United States. Check it, nationality. We allow the white man to change our nationality over and over again. Indian, Cherokee, black, this, Ethiopian. So now we're being changed over time, over and over and over. The Emancipation, Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves. We're still in servitude. You go to prison, you work 45 cents. That's slavery.
Yeah.
So
You sound like you're saying some deep shit, but you ain't said nothing.
So listen.
And I'm a nerd.
So check it.